down, sun comes out. But look at the weekend, Sam. 68, 70 respectively with lows of 44 and 45. Mediagrams.
Yeah,
everything
I like that.
The weather geek wants to know. We can do these in pressure. We can do dew points, relative humidity, all sorts of good stuff.
And because you've got a 20-foot wall back there, you can, of course, put it all up at the same time.
Great exercise, too, man. I mean, you got to go here. You got to go over here. I mean, you just keep on moving.
All right, Jim, welcome back. We can keep you moving. Rainfall records, though, we were setting them, just blowing them away yesterday. New Orleans, Jackson, Kentucky, Laredo, Texas. We've got another wet day today. Let's take a quick look at the radar. We'll show you where it's setting up this morning. This is way different from yesterday. Springfield, Missouri, we're in play right now. Nashville has some rain in the area. All this rain in Missouri, this is going to continue to work a little bit to the north. It's actually splitting off and curving a little bit more to the north and west, whereas that line that's more east in Kentucky and Tennessee is moving a lot more to the north and to the east. Let's get to Mike Seidel, though, on the Gulf Coast. Yesterday we saw places like, Mobile with a lot of flooding in the area, and Pass Christian as well with some heavy rain. Mike, what's in store today? I can see a little sunshine between the clouds. That might not be good for later on this afternoon.
Yes, that's going to kick in the destabilization process. We don't have as much oomph aloft as we had yesterday from that old mesoscale convective system that came out of Texas across the Gulf of Mexico Friday. Right now, though, we've got some blue sky over the shrimp boats here as they're getting ready for another season coming up in usually June. They start heading out here along the Gulf Coast. Some blue sky. We'll get some heating. We'll head up to 80 and we'll get some afternoon showers and storms. Yesterday, let me take you up to Campbellsville, Kentucky. This is southeast of Louisville. And look at the flash flooding here. Ankle deep water. The fire hydrant almost buried in the water there, and we had runoff on the roadways, a lot of flash flooding. Actually had some rescues. Now we come back south to Noble, Louisiana. This is way over near the Sabine River, near the Texas-Louisiana line. And look at the flooding here. And again, too much water in too little time. When you get 1 to 2 inches an hour for 2 or 3 hours, you're going to get the flash flooding there. Remember, New Orleans yesterday had a record of 3 1/3 inches. So rainfall yesterday, more heavy rain very likely tomorrow and Friday. And Sam, we're going to be in this pattern into the weekend down here on the Gulf Coast. So you'll be dodging the showers and storms. And then next week, we're promising much drier weather for this entire part of the country. Sam?
All right. Hey, Mike, beautiful shot of the Cajun Maid right there beside you. So what's the sound that we keep hearing in the background? It sounds like they're kind of like grinding. Are they fixing one of the boats around the area? Do you hear it like we hear it? Okay, now it's quit.
Let's walk over here. I'll show you what he's doing. He's over here, and he's working on his gear for his shrimp boat and his shrimp nets, and it's this thing right here. And maybe I shouldn't do this. I may lose a finger.
Mike, did you ask him if you can grab his saw?
Yeah, Mike, don't touch that. Mike,
oh, wait a minute. Here it is. Wait a minute. Here it is. Here it is.
He's cutting the board. He's cutting one by four.
All right. All right.
Oh, he's sanding it.
Oh, wait. Mike, please tell me you did ask him before you did this gentleman in the... Yeah, look, he's coming down. He's coming down now going, Seidel, could you just put that down?
I just want to get the shot of Mike losing his 2 front teeth because he picked that guy's toy. No, that's...
All right, Mike Seidel. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Playing with the heavy artillery this morning. That's good. How about that, Mike? I love that guy. All right, let's talk about this jet stream. Pretty fast coming to the Pacific, then diving across the Southwest, then rising again and diving. Almost get the sense that the jet stream wants to keep on going. I mean, why make that big turn, right? Why go those extra miles? Well, that's what the jet stream does. And eventually, it will become what we call cut off from the main flow. And once it does that, that's going to be pretty much our weather maker all week. Now, this upper low we've been watching work its way from Texas up into parts of Missouri has kept the Gulf shut off. So we haven't had our normal daily dry line thunderstorms, but that's going to start cranking up again, probably later on today, and more so, I think, certainly tomorrow. All right, storms working their way through the south, the Queen City, all the way up through Tennessee. We don't want these to get stuck in West Virginia and Kentucky. Unfortunately, some of them will again today, so no dry relief for you. But look at what happens once we get the sun out. Showers and thunderstorms, especially down along the Gulf Coast, where Mike is, and certainly inland with the sea breezes there. Shouldn't be too bad a day, though. though. Like Mike said, there's really no kicker like we had yesterday in terms of a big thunderstorm complex, and our upper low is now moving up and toward Illinois and Indiana. By Thursday morning, looks like some more rain, potentially Birmingham, Nashville, and then we will see more numerous showers and thunderstorms. A lot more moisture coming in off the Gulf tomorrow and back up into western Texas. So more and more showers and storms. Plus, we'll watch that old front begin to ride to the north, too. So plenty of mechanisms by the time we get to Thursday to kick off some storms down through here. And I'll tell you, more drought relief. I can't wait to see that drought monitor come out tomorrow to see how much help that we've given this area right in through here, which is really suffering from at least the beginning drought. And we don't want these things to begin. This is the time of the year where you want to make that up. Today, if you're heading to the game, for some reason this came up, the Marlins and the Braves, watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm, 73 degrees, north at 8 miles an hour. And Sam, by 2017, you and I we'll enjoy the businessman special because we'll finish our shift and we'll walk over to, I don't know what they're going to call it, SunTrust Field. Yeah. It's literally going to be right around the corner.
I think we should have special seats, Jim. I think we should just go all in and get a spot that is just for us.
I'm counting on you to get that in the next contract, buddy.
Make that happen.
Get that in the next contract.
All right, Jen, you can come too. All right. Hey, let's take a live look at LA right now. Getting near 80 degrees today, but I've got bigger problems for you. We've got that high wind warning that's all the way through Thursday. We've got an extended period of winds that could top 60 miles an hour. We're talking about the I-5 corridor all the way into southern Santa Barbara County this morning. We'll give you an update in just a second.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night. Even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now. Current
Today, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy early. Scattered thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
It can be hotter than Death Valley in your attic. But that's still not hot enough to sweat out bugs. Take these boxes. They're not only perfect for storing old yearbooks and pictures.
You find something?
They're also a perfect food source and nesting material for roaches. That's why I identify their favorite snacks, like old books, clothing, wood. Then I seal entryways and use the latest scientific methods. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
Orkin, pest control down to a science.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 10 minutes past the hour. Now today we're really talking about floods and fires. And right now we head over towards parts of the west. And really we're looking at the southwest. Today we have a fire danger out there. And you're looking at the red flag warnings out there and you're thinking, oh, it doesn't look like a big area. But we're talking about Los Angeles County, some big areas, Tucson, as well as into Phoenix. And this was going to be going for some places through today, but even some through tomorrow. Because we're going to be looking at very strong winds. And those winds are going to be gusting at times up to 60 miles per hour. But we have to break down what's happening there. Right now, we show you some of the relative humidity out there. Look at that, 77% Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, 100%. Geeking out there, yes, that snow is coming down. Flagstaff at 16. But as we go throughout the afternoon, we are going to be looking at those dropping down into the teens and even some places the single digits. So the fire danger is going to be incredible for today. And here is why. Look at these winds. They're going to be coming out of the northwest. And what we have setting up is this trough over towards the east, a ridge of high pressure, really tight pressure gradient in place. As we go throughout the afternoon, look at some of these wind gusts and some of these locations going up to about 35 miles per hour. But again, some of these going to 60 miles per hour, especially across parts of Los Angeles County. As we look for Lake Havasu, here is your forecast. We're going to be looking at a lot of sunshine out there. Very windy conditions. Look at those coming in from the northwest, very dry wind. And the problem is we're going to be looking at that fire danger, not just for today, but also through tomorrow. Yesterday, we had those winds really out of the northeast. Now they're going to be more northwesterly. Sam.
Okay, well, it's tax day today. We just need to say that. But concentrate on the good news. If you're getting a refund, let's spend it together. You might be dreaming about using your tax refund to travel, so we have some great getaways for you to check out this morning. Travel expert Janine Tornatore from Orbitz joins us live. Hey, Janine, I don't know if this is true, and maybe you can tell me if it is, but they say here the average tax refund is $3,000. It seems like a lot. Is that true?
It does seem like a lot, although it's interesting. You know, Orbitz surveyed travelers, and the closer we get to tax refund day, which is today, the less optimistic that people are that they're actually going to get that back.
Yeah. All right, well, let's spend it, and let's do some of the cool stuff that may be a great bargain right now this time of year. First thing you say is Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yeah, they're travel deals right now. This is kind of a sweet spot, late April until the beginning of June when summer travel really ramps up.
Okay.
And Alaskan Cruises, fantastic deals right now. So we have a 7-night cruise on Norwegian Cruise Lines. It goes to Alaska, the Glacier, and it stops at 5 ports departing from Seattle. $669 per person. That's for your 7 nights.
No way.
Includes all of the meals and even includes a free shore excursion.
Wow. And that's the one that goes up to Sawyer Glacier. That's a great deal. All right, let's talk New York. You say then New York to Dublin. That's on sale?
Yeah, for international trips right now, you're going to find some great bargains again in this spring sweet spot, especially to Ireland. So from New York City to Ireland, I found a package deal that included airfare plus 4 nights staying in Dublin at the Gibson Hotel, which is a beautiful 4-star property right in the heart of everything. This was coming in at $860 per person, your airfare plus your 4 nights over a weekend in early May.
All right, and Thursday's forecast, 51 degrees and mostly sunny or partly cloudy in Dublin. All right, let's get Denver to San Francisco on sale for folks in Denver.
Yeah, for a great short weekend stay, airfare plus 3 nights from Denver to San Francisco. This is, again, staying at a 4-star property right in downtown San Francisco on Nob Hill, $563 per person.
That's not a bad. You found some good things, Janine, I got to tell you. So if you're sitting there and you got to make sure that the stamp is licked and everything's signed to get out of the way, if you're getting a refund, at least Janine Tornatore has some great ideas from Orbitz on how to spend it. Janine, thanks so much for giving us the update. And I love that we could throw a little weather in so that people knew what to expect if they were taking this travel. Hey, up next, we're going to talk about a tornado that moves across and picks up a car. Now imagine if you're inside the car when the tornado picks you up and moves you around. Didn't happen in Tornado Alley. We're going to tell you where.
Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It earns you cash back now and cash back later with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
The first hybrid in America, a Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards, a Honda. And now we're the first to do something else. The Honda Dream Garage sales event! Right now, you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
The Honda Dream Garage sales event. Get a dream deal on an Accord with standard rearview camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
The best thing we ever did for ourselves is helping to keep us young.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits. I'll see you on the other side. It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid. Discovery's groundbreaking hit returns. Check your local listings.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night. Even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
I am the luckiest woman in the world because I was one of the first people to sail on Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's beautiful Grand Celebration, the newest and best cruise to the Bahamas. With 2 fun-filled nights on the ship, a spectacular day in the Bahamas, and prices from just $149, you can get lucky too. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100 and let the fun begin.
Wanda, thank you for my flavor. And Mama Bag, thanks to you, I'm one fine-looking bag.
Get Checkers and Rally's fan favorite, the Philly cheesesteak with hot melted Swiss. Or try the new meatball sub, 2 for $5. Checkers and Rally's.
It's in the bag.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. A college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever your goals are, we can help you invest for what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Sundays. One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Flonase Allergy Relief. You are greater than your allergies.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good Wednesday morning, just about 20 minutes past the top of the hour. You're watching AMHQ on the Weather Channel. And this story is just an example of when you have a very unsettled atmosphere, anything is possible. This happening far from Tornado Alley. This is in Eugene, Oregon, where the National Weather Service says a small tornado hit yesterday. This was at Lane Community College. 2 people were inside of a Jeep when winds lifted the back 5 to 8 feet
off the ground. The tornado picked up another car and threw it on top of an SUV. 4 cars were damaged, but thankfully no one was hurt. And Jen, the campus, the school, not sending out an alert until after they noticed what was going on. Jim mentioned earlier that this was something that they didn't expect.
Right, you know, and this did pop up and it was unexpected, but you know, you certainly have to be weather aware. And as Jim said, you know, anytime you're caught up in your car, make sure you leave your car on so you have that airbag so you can get that added protection if you can get to safe ground. Well, of course, today we're going to be looking at another threat for severe storms out there. We have our storm specialist, Jim Cantore, in the house, and it looks like, Jim, we could see things firing up even for tomorrow across parts of Texas.
I think tomorrow's the bigger day. All right, and I'll tell you why that is in a second. By the way, the car thing, guys, just to reiterate, that is a last resort. That is a holy beep. I got no place else to go. All right, leave the car running. That'll initiate the airbags. Looks like EF1. If your car gets lifted and flipped, that's probably going to be EF1 by the time they finish that rating. But that's just my call. Anyway, let's talk about this nice cutoff low here, and we're going to see the flow pretty much carry on and bypass this area. So this is going to be the weather of the week. But what has been keeping us down in terms of the severe weather this week is this other low pressure we've watched work its way from Texas. That's pretty much shut off the Gulf of Mexico and kept everything kind of active on this southeastern branch. So you'll notice most of the moisture plume has been pretty much in this region versus the other one. So that's the good news in through there. But now as that lifts out, we will start to see the moisture come back into Texas, back in Oklahoma, and we will once again see probably a more active dry line, I think, starting today and certainly tomorrow as it kind of pops out there ahead of the cold front. So tonight, tomorrow, as we're watching areas in the Colorado and Wyoming and even northern New Mexico get hammered with snowfall, we will watch, again, some severe thunderstorms tonight. Now, there's going to be a little churning with the wind tonight. We know we're going to have some southeast winds in through here. We're not very deep in terms of the moisture, so don't expect much. We've got some southwest winds aloft and through here, so there's going to be a chance of a little low-top thunderstorm, maybe a low-top supercell there for parts of Nebraska and northeast Colorado, so keep an eye on it. Let's see what the model says, all right? Yeah, a little hint at something potentially here in southeast Wyoming, northern Colorado, then maybe in Nebraska as we go to the 4 to 8 range. Little action potentially on the dry line here a little bit later on. But tomorrow definitely looks like a bigger day. The upper low's out of the way. We're getting a surface low at this point. Nice southeast flow coming in ahead of this thing with the warm, moist air. And we're going to see many thunderstorms light up, we think, across western parts of Kansas and Nebraska. So tomorrow, frankly, is going to be the chase day and probably a higher chance at seeing a tornado, even though that is not a super high prospect at this time. Sam, back to you.
All right, well, something else we noticed on that picture, Jim, was that snow coming into Utah. Verification of the radar analytics.
We've got pictures because you're sending them in. Look at this. Well, this is a live look at Salt Lake City,
gorgeous.
Utah. But we have a picture coming out of the U of U weather. Look at that.
That's a lot more than a little.
They
that
say
is good.
The lake effect continues to crank on campus. 4.5
looks like University of Utah.
This is the University of Utah Weather Center.
I like that.
Right. And they're measuring 4.5 inches of snow. You can see from the footprints on the ground already there. Wow, this is a frightening sight because we're going to see more of this today.
This is U of Mary, evacuated yesterday during a brush fire. The fire danger still very much in place for a lot of places in the plains and also the Northeast.
All right, very just tinderbox dry. And one more.
Virginia flooding. The roads are not too bad, Sarah Jane Hill says, but the river is high on tax day. You can notice the pooling right on the side of the road there.
Is that their way of saying maybe I won't make it to the post office?
I think that flooding has to be extreme for the tax man to let you get away with that. All right, we'll be right back.
Quiet! Mom has a headache! Had a headache. But now, I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Stick vacuums are supposed to make life easier, but that hasn't always been the case. Only the latest Dyson cordless vacuums have a powerful V6 digital motor to generate more suction than all other stick vacuums. Even corded ones.
Hey! What is this? What's going on?
Hal? Where have you been?
I was inside.
Yeah?
So long. There was nothing. No yard, no grill. It was just white and cold.
It was winter, buddy. Just winter.
Huh. Somebody get this man a burger!
Winter's over, and new and improved Kingsford charcoal is now better than ever.
It's not, Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. I'm gonna go check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is
nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Hey there, hi there. Right here at the half-hour mark, I'm Sam. Oh, there, exactly.
I'm Jen.
Hi.
We are at the halfway mark.
Yeah.
We are taking it home.
Hump day.
Yeah, let's go. And it is Wednesday. We're getting through it. Boy, have we had some incredible video
really good.
to talk about during the day today.
Oh, look at San Diego.
Yeah.
That doesn't get old.
Nope.
Looks good there, but
And
we
if
got a
you live
problem.
there, what a great, this is just one in the many of beautiful mornings that you have in San Diego.
I'd like to be a forecaster there. It'll be 75 today, 75 tomorrow, 75 the day
Sunny,
after that.
75.
Well, you start talking about water quality, you start
80.
talking about the difference in it, because they've got so many microclimates in San Diego too. So you can
do
start
that
to get in. Yeah, I would get into the valleys and the forecast and all that. If I had that to do. But I would love my day at 80 degrees and sunny skies. Right. That would be perfect. Wow. Hey, good morning to you, Salt Lake. There's going to be a little bit of a difference from San Diego when we show you this. Yeah.
Wow. They're getting crushed.
Yeah.
Yes.
KSL, we love those guys out there.
Salt Lake City?
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That
inches?
is lake effect. Look at that snow.
I mean,
nice, light, fluffy, a lot of air in that, light water content. Yeah, well, we couldn't get snow this winter, but doggone it, we can get it on
get it on the
We're getting it right now. And boy, what a change that was when that front moved through to deliver the air that's going to give you some snow. We had some big problems with this, and we know that I'm aware of. We only had one death in an accident chain that looked like it should have been so much more. Take a look at I-80. It is back open now near Salt Lake City after that dust storm swept through Tuesday. Jim, you just shredded the accident. So a truck slows down, then the cars hit the truck. You can see these people just blowing around. The wind is still whipping even after the dust settles right there. So NBC's Hallie Jackson was right there to tell us what happened.
This is what it looked like during a deadly dust storm that killed at least one person and hurt 25 others. Zero visibility, with wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour, whipping up dust so thick, state police say a semi-truck had to stop on the highway. That triggered a chain reaction. As many as 8 big rigs, about a dozen cars, part of the pileup.
This dust that you see, it was completely blown over with dust, zero visibility.
At least 16 people have been hospitalized, with Interstate 80 closed for nearly 100 miles in both directions. From the Nevada border all the way to Salt Lake City, now bracing for a blow. The airport shutting down temporarily as the dust storm works its way east. Hallie Jackson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Just looking at the video of the car accident, just basically the right side of the car was gone.
Gone and open. But imagine, you know, the thing that keeps running through my mind is being there where you have no visibility. And it's the sounds and the feeling, but you can't see what's outside the car. So you don't know what your situation is even after that accident happens.
Or what's coming in behind you. This morning, another rig rolled over in Wendover. They're still gusting 40 miles an hour. This time, though, we also got some snow coming down.
Yeah.
So this is just a wild time in Salt Lake, as you saw from the video at the top. Nice lake effect band. We are going to show you some pretty cool stuff on this segment. First of all, let's go back to yesterday. Here's the cold front. So I'm going to do an end picture and a beginning picture up and through here. This cold front charging off to the southeast during the day. You can kind of see behind the front here, and then ahead of the front, a couple of areas of dust, at least on this satellite, in the black and white visible. But let's look at some of the MODIS imagery here in a minute, and you'll get to see this a lot better. Parley's Canyon, by the way, had the biggest gust, up to 92 miles per hour yesterday. This thing, I mean, they really gusted. Windy Peak gusted to 87 miles per hour. We had 80 gusts in and around Salt Lake, and certainly one would surmise 70 to 80 as well along Interstate 80 where we saw that. So think about here's the cold front right here. We've got south winds kicking up the dust here. We've got northwest winds on the back side of that kicking up the dust and through here. You can really pick this out from the creamy nature to the satellite picture. So the high resolution Terra satellite picking this up very, very well. The Aqua satellite on its pass picks it up as well. Cold front's a little bit farther off to the south and east. Once again, we see that murky color and both ahead of with the south winds, very strong south winds, and then the northerly winds coming in behind that. So just an awesome shot. And yes, I said, Brandon, I bet you can see this stuff on the radar. And sure enough, this is the radar yesterday picking up that dust. Look at that coming right into Las Vegas. And what would make this segment even more perfect if we had a picture of Vegas, which looked like the Sahara Desert yesterday during a dust storm with all the dust blowing around. Absolutely incredible. Reduced visibilities. What was that?
How far is that? That looks like it runs like...
You know what? I will. Okay. You know what? I can do that right now. I'm going to stop this.
I was just looking at how
you got to give me a
wide that
second,
is.
though. I'm going to place a marker here, and I'm going to go up all the way to here. So we've got about 115 miles.
Wow.
115 miles worth of lengthwise, just lengthwise. So just incredible length, obviously, there with the dust. Not surprising that went on yesterday. We saw, again, the dust in Salt Lake. We saw it all the way down in Las Vegas as well. Large-scale dust event, not kicked up by a thunderstorm, Sam, but a lot of the pictures that we saw were a clear cutoff between the sunny skies and then what almost looked like a dust storm or a haboob like we would see, but two different mechanisms kicking that off. This was a really strong cold front.
When you show it like that, you can see just how big it is. All right, Ridis Rodriguez has our headlines for the morning. Good morning, A-Rod.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. We begin with new protests over several police shootings that have left black men dead. Protesters on the streets in more than 30 cities nationwide under the banner Black Lives Matter. Crowds confronted police outside City Hall in San Francisco on Tuesday. Across the bay in Oakland, protesters blocked lanes on Interstate 880. For the third time, SpaceX tries to land a rocket on an ocean barge, but for the third time, the rocket crashes and burns. The SpaceX Vine doesn't show that. SpaceX is trying to recycle rocket parts to lower cost. Sam?
All right, let's get to a little bit of allergies. We've got a big allergy season. Everybody's noticing it. So we thought we'd break down some of the sniffling and sneezing in the brainstorm.
When plants begin to bloom, their pollen can go airborne, getting picked up by the wind. And because some of this pollen is as small as 10 microns in diameter, it can be carried a long distance. 10 microns is just about the same size as a red blood cell. And because of this small size, when pollen counts are high, a person can easily inhale as many as 50 pollen particles in a single breath. As these tiny particles enter our nose, eyes, and mouth, the immune system can mistake them for harmful intruders, such as a virus or bacteria. And to expel these particles, the body launches a process that results in the common symptoms of seasonal allergies. First, antibodies attach themselves to the mast cells or white blood cells. They're the first line of defense against harmful substances. Once that happens, within 30 seconds, these mast cells begin to pump out histamine. It's a protein that starts a localized immune system response, kicking off a chain reaction by widening the small blood vessels closest to the skin. It causes inflammation, and that's the swelling, runny nose, and sneezing we feel as our body attempts to flush out the foreign particles. Your body makes mucus to try to grab the invader, and the sneeze tries to throw it out. Sneezing may be the most visible symptom, and in a single day, allergy-suffering Americans can expel a combined total of 1,400 cubic feet of fluid. That's about the same volume as a 26-foot box truck. You know, the rental trucks we all see on the road.
You've been brainstormed.
And we know you get them, so share your allergy story with us. #AllergyStorm. You're always
Yeah, it's rough.
This program brought to you by Flonase Allergy Relief. You are greater than your allergies. Submit your photos to #AllergyStorm.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Current Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Joseph A. Bank presents Your Choice, Your Savings. Sport coats, pants, polos, shorts, and more. Purchase one item and receive 2 free. Plus, all traveler shirts are 3 for $99. Through Tuesday, Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
It tastes better when you grow it. It tastes even better when you share it. It's not hard. It's doable. It's growable. Get going with Growables. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill?
And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
Gone fishing. It's a sign that means we've locked up and headed off to do something we love. Luckily, there's an entire state dedicated to those little signs, with 19 million acres of woods. Gone biking, gone golfing, and the world's longest freshwater coastline. Gone rock skipping, gone sailing, gone wandering. Meet you on the playgrounds of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
When you're not confident your company's data is secure, the possibility of a breach can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help. We monitor our network traffic worldwide, so we see things others can't, mitigating risks across your business, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Dad!
Sorry. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green. Live life outside.
And welcome back to AMHQ right now, 43 minutes past the hour, 68 degrees and Atlanta, cloudy skies after storms move through. You're taking a live look. This is on top of our camera on the Coca-Cola building. Storms, as I said, move through, and we're looking at rain picking up later into the afternoon, continuing through the evening hours. If you're really hoping for some sunshine in hot Atlanta, well, you need to go somewhere else because you're not going to be looking at sunny skies. This leads to my next forecast. We're going to be looking at very rainy conditions, especially along parts of Interstate 10. Here's your forecast today. You see the rain, the yellow indicating the thunderstorms. Those are going to be around for parts of Louisiana as well as into Mobile, up towards parts of South Carolina. Then we look ahead through tomorrow, starting to see it spreading coverage. You can see anywhere right along Interstate 10 as well as into Interstate 20. But look over here. We have our severe weather threat starting to amp up across parts of Texas. Of course, we'll be following that. But as we go through Friday as well as even through the weekend, we're going to be looking at more rain out there. But by Friday, heaviest rainfall is going to be across southern parts of Louisiana, even into Alabama, Mobile. Many of these areas already dealing with so much rainfall out there, and that's going to make the flooding situation worse. Just what we were talking about earlier, potential for flash flooding will be great. Atlanta, here's your forecast. Rain around in the morning hours, and then, wouldn't you know it, late day storms popping up, very typical, 3, 5 o'clock. And then after that, you're going to be stuck with the clouds around, and you can pretty much expect that same pattern as we set up for Thursday as well. Of course, we'll be following this flooding threat setting up for parts of the southeast, but right now we're going to send it back over to you, Dan.
All right. Hi, Jen. I'm Sam.
I called you Dan.
Yeah, you did.
I read your prompter. I did. You know what? I just had a Ron Burgundy moment. Yeah, I saw Dan's name on the prompter.
I'm Sam.
But it rhymes with Sam. At least I didn't say damn, Sam.
but you just did. Okay. So this is the Dan that Jen is talking about. Dan Danberg. Hey, Dan. Good morning. How are you? Hashtag My Weather is where we meet you all around the country. And I just got to say, Dan, this is one of the moments where we find out your life is so much better than my life. Dan Danberg, ladies and gentlemen, is a big LSU fan, can knock out 20 pounds of crawfish like that, right?
That's it. That's it.
All right. What's the secret, Dan? What's the secret to crawfish eating?
speed and a cold beverage. You got to be able to handle the heat, you know?
I get it. All right, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. One of the things that I love about you, sir, and reading a little bit up about you, it's nice to meet you, because we've been trying to get this set up for a couple of days now. You are game to, like, you know, not necessarily, to do work, let's say do work from the boat. If fishing conditions are right, you're okay to take the cell phone and have a meeting while you're fishing, right?
I'm not afraid to forward office calls to the boat and just bring the briefcase. That's it. Hey, if the weather's right, you got to get the lines tight, you know?
I absolutely do know. And we just saw pictures of your wife, Holly, Dwight, and Layla as well. It looks like a fun family. How's the season been so far for fishing for you? And tell me what you're out there fishing for, like today.
A day like today, when it's overcast, the fog, you got to go after the bass. You know, you got to be a freshwater fisherman here in Louisiana. It's a sportsman's paradise. You can go down to Venice and catch redfish, trout, bass, all in the same bait, all in the same spot. And we really got to watch those water levels. You know, I watch the Weather Channel religiously. You got to fit that right day in the right pattern and hope for the best.
Well, we love you. Love spending some time with you. Love that you hashtagged us on the My Weather thing. Been trying to, you know, reach out and get back and forth and in touch with each other. So tell everybody. And Jim just wants you to come up and bring a barrel of crawfish and do like a boil for us. How are you with that whole idea? Or we could come down. We could make it easier.
Yeah, we can go. I can ship a sack up here.
I actually think, Jim, it would be a little bit better if we went down there.
Let's go down there.
All right.
I want to just sit there and just chat down with him. We'll have these two big piles just sitting there.
I love this is the way we make friends and get into your house, Dan. All right, here's your forecast, your hashtag My Weather. As you mentioned, you've got an awful lot of fog out there this morning. You're about 65 degrees right now. Later on, we're going to get to the 80-degree mark. There will be some afternoon thunderstorms and thunder showers, but the fog burns off, Dan. Thank you so much. Jen, Chris.
We're in for that, too, by the way. If the weather is right, the line is tight. That is my new line. Love that. Love that. All right, our show today, we are talking all about this pesky upper level low. Yeah. It's pesky, right? I mean, what does that really mean? What is an upper level low anyway? That's what we're going to talk about.
It's pesky for a couple of different groups of people. The people who get the forecasts and the people that make the forecast.
Yes. You've got to watch this thing, watch it. And of course, all the problems of yesterday are back at us today. So we'll continue.
Lennox makes the most energy-efficient system you can find, which means the appliance you use the most will also save you the most. Save up to $1,700 on qualifying systems, now through June 12th.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
We have a tornado on the ground. It's moving. We know you can't control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome.
They hit the water, game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's the last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
熟練の技、革新、1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと、待てよ、あれ？これってクライスラー？
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
You want me to pick just one? Yeah, right. I say if it looks tasty, order it. Because at Red Lobster's Create Your Own Seafood Trio, I can have it all. Choose 3 of 9 dishes for just $15.99. Like the creamy baked lobster Alfredo, and the sizzling brown butter shrimp scampi, and fresh soy ginger salmon topped with sweet pineapple salsa? I could go on. But there are 3 things on one plate waiting for me, and I'd rather just go, wouldn't you? But hurry, it can't last forever.
You do know the experts at Midas will tell you what needs fixing now and what can wait, right? Like, I don't know, brakes? Of course I do.
One of the best things about driving is being able to stop. Get up to $100 back by mail on a 2-axle brake service. Brakes, tires, oil, everything.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
You've got just about 8 minutes before the top of the hour, but before you grab the keys and head out the door, watch this. It's going to make you smile today. This drone video starts with great shots of a zoo, but watch how a chimp is having none of that drone. It takes a tree branch and knocks the drone out of air. This was at the Burger Zoo in the Netherlands.
Okay, and then they all decide to kind of chomp on it and look at it. But I got to tell you, what I think is amazing about this is, you know, so the chimp's acting absolutely natural to me. I mean, something kind of comes over your area and you don't like it and you don't like the sound of it and you don't want it there. What do?
You
knock
destroy
it down.
it.
Knock it down. Take it out.
Very close to humans, right?
I'm just saying, guys. I mean, Jim, I'm watching you watch the video, and to me, it's like totally normal.
No, I was just thinking, you know, if I get too close to Niz, he swats me away like that. So just gives me a little backhand. So get out of my space here. But yeah, so that's nothing we don't deal with on a daily basis, right, Niz?
I do worry about getting swatted back, though. So respect
with the left. Anyway, okay, so here we go. We go the whole winter, especially January, February. Not much snow in Salt Lake City. All of a sudden today, they decide, well, let's add maybe a record snow amount?
Yeah, and it's brought to you by the Upper Level Low and the Great Salt Lake, and that's all it takes to produce this kind of stuff.
What a 24-hour ride. They saw a 26-degree temperature drop in 10 minutes yesterday. We went from almost 80 now down into, you know, around 30 degrees with snow accumulating on the roads and interstates.
And through Parley Pass, winds gusting to 92 miles an hour yesterday. So crazy, insane. Absolutely crazy.
So here we are with snowfall since October 1st in what is an average winter. So we've had a very, very much below average winter in terms of what we got in through here. But here's the snow. And we were talking about this morning. We were watching this band pretty much drift to the south. And now it is sitting right over I-80 here west of Salt Lake.
It really is. And you can see the convergence on those winds. They're really forcing lift here right along that south shore of the lake and along I-80. And as a matter of fact, I think we have a webcam here. These are 3 views angles off that webcam. Take a look at the visibility there.
Again, 78 degrees, 75, 78 degrees yesterday. Now we've got snow-covered roads. That looks kind of nasty out there.
Well, it does. With 30-degree temperatures right now, the snow's probably coming down a half an inch to an inch an hour. It's windy.
Gusting over 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. So it's not a good day in Salt Lake. And up in the Wasatch, you're going to probably get double-digit snow.
Snowbird had 22. They came in with 22
Well, there you go.
So big powder day. Yeah, big powder day.
Yeah.
So additional snow through Friday p.m. If we get 2 more inches, that will be, according to Catherine, a record snow for the day.
That is something for this time of the year. I mean, April snows, you know, they're no stranger to that in April across the northern and central Rockies.
So once this gets east, we get a southerly component with the wind, and that means Gulf moisture starts coming back. Now we got an upslope event.
That is, we're going to work these easterly winds in. Watch this as our computer model begins to light this area up right here across central Colorado and right along that front range. And you can almost draw the rain-snow line here at some point when you work your way right there. Right in there.
There it is, right there.
Absolutely.
The pink.
And I'll tell you what, the total snowfall out of this system, prodigious for this time of the year. You're going to see 2 feet plus probably in parts of Wyoming and then down just to the northwest of Denver.
Yeah, so this is upslope, period. It's not Denver, it's not Cheyenne, in no way. We're very, very confident in that.
Yeah, Denver's going to be too warm for snow. You see a few wet flakes, but it's going to be just a few miles to the west, a couple thousand feet elevation. That's all it's going to take.
And we can't rule out 3 feet, could we?
No, we can't. This is going to be a biggie.
You heard it first from the news. I'm minding my space.
Yeah.
Sammy, back to
Radar confirmation because some social out of Aspen.
You are our eyes out there, truly. Look at this picture coming out of Aspen. It was sent to Jim Cantori. Just a little light dusting of snow. The scene kind of looks like winter.
It's
beautiful.
I retweeted that.
It's beautiful.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
You retweet me, I'll retweet you. That's good.
Yeah, Aspen View Lodge and Steamboat. Yeah, that's on a steamboat. Yeah, Steamboat, great place.
Good morning, Oregon. Look at this beautiful shot out of Portland as the rolling fog comes in this morning.
Yeah, that look at that. Yeah, we're here. We got a live picture. Let's go ahead, throw it up because that was a shot, and then look at this. It's still kind of like hanging.
It's improving though.
Portland's such a beautiful city, such a fun city. You want to just and you know what? If you moved to Portland, you just go to a coffee shop, hang out, you meet everybody in town. Everybody's nice. Everybody's like a lot of fun.
And our last image, if we can, before we go, show you New York City. A bright, beautiful this morning, despite the cloudy day. Incredible. You're in store for a nice day.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And what do you think, Jim? Should we just take it to 70 today? Should we just, we're so close.
Let's get her done. Absolutely. I think we should get right up to 70. You know what? All it takes is an extra hour of sunshine, and you're there.
There you go. All right, you guys, it continues now with Chris and Jen. Have an amazing day.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain, 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome to the very first hour of Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. And from coast to coast, people all across the country are getting everything out there. We've got wildfires and wind and snow to flooding and day after day of rain. It's all thanks to something called an upper level low.
Thanks or no thanks to the upper level low. Depends on your perspective. And we're going to break it down for you. In fact, there's a couple of them right now that we're keeping an eye on. We'll let you know what an upper level low is. It's more than just a little meteorology mumbo jumbo talk here. We're talking about what's causing it, what it means for you in the coming days, and why it can be just so difficult to forecast. Not just one, but two in this case.
All right, and it's not just about the rain, too. It's lots of rain. We're going to talk about who has seen more than 3 inches of rain, who could see an additional 3 inches plus of rain in the coming days, and what that means for who has the greatest risk of flooding.
And a bad and dangerous combination when you mix in the wind and dry conditions. We're talking about an extreme fire danger. Who needs to be on alert for this bad combination?
Now, this was the scene in Kentucky yesterday. Check this out. We had several roads closed. Rescuers had to help several stranded motorists. This video was from Morgan County, just east of Lexington. Look at all that water just filling up. I guess that's supposed to be a road or a yard there, Chris.
Yeah, it's a lot of water there. It's tough to make sense of what's happening when you see that much water for sure, Jen. And we're still going to have that flooding threat as we, gosh, you can see it looks like a trailer there, mostly underwater. Maybe a driveway or a road. Certainly a pretty nasty situation that people are dealing with. We, you know, unfortunate circumstances, but we appreciate you sharing these videos with us. Never put your personal safety ahead of shooting the video. We are looking at some brown water too. Again, that brown water usually means there is some sort of runoff from the streams and from the, from the side of the roads, or from just a lot of extra dirt in the road and silt suspended in the water that you normally wouldn't see. So there is that flood threat, flood alerts today for parts of Louisiana, which does include New Orleans, over to parts of Mississippi, Alabama, including Mobile, and then into the panhandle of Florida as well. We are seeing that threat. So this is what's going on. We've been watching this upper level low this week, moving through. Another one's moving in. It's an active jet stream, essentially. And when you have these lows and all of this moisture coming in from the Gulf at the surface, what this ends up with some spotty, heavy rain showers. Some areas widespread rain, so that the rain's covering a big area. Other areas it's more of a hit and miss situation with some of the stronger storms that come down that bring down that heavy rain. And then the yellow in here, once again, Jen, some areas through the weekend, in addition to what we've already seen, looking at 3 to 5 inches of rain.
Mississippi right in the middle of all of that. And Mike Seidel has been following these southern storms from along the Gulf Coast. He was in Houston, then New Orleans. Now he's in Pass Christian, Mississippi. And Mike, good morning to you. Let's talk about the concerns here with all of this rain coming in.
Well, today is going to be a bit of a breather. We don't have any rain on the radar in this area. There's a few showers now south and west of New Orleans, but the sun is up here over the Gulf of Mexico. Out here in the shrimp boats, they're gearing up for a season. It kicks in typically, usually early to mid-June here along the Gulf Coast here in Pass Christian, Mississippi. This area known not for so much for severe, but hurricanes. Camille made landfall here in '69. That was a Cat 5. And then Katrina sent a wall of water across this coastline up to 28 feet back about 10 years ago. So hurricanes, the big concern. Yesterday, though, it was a heavy rainfall, not only here, but back in New Orleans, a daily record of 3 1/3 inches. Most of that fell between about 9 and 2. Talked to one lady who was trying to fly from Miami to New Orleans. They were diverted back to Tallahassee, refueled, and came back into New Orleans. So a lot of rain yesterday, and then it dried up for the late afternoon and evening hours there. The rain ended later here. Now the sun is out, Jen. It's going to be a warm day up in the low 80s and muggy as we await for some storms to fire up. You've got more on that.
I do, yeah. Let me take a look at the future radar so we can show folks when the next round comes in. So it is going to be hit or miss type of forecast for many of you. And for today, it's going to be a miss for a lot of folks from Louisiana into Mississippi and Alabama. But by tomorrow, we are talking more showers and storms out there. Again, these upper level lows are very difficult when it comes to forecasting who gets what when. It's just a chance. And that's what we're going to see right through the end of the week. So, Mike, let's talk more again about, more rainfall coming in here. And you look at those boats, they're already in the water. Would too much water cause any concern with them maybe rising up too much?
No, not here in the Gulf of Mexico. It can handle a lot of rain. The problem is inland waterways. There are a lot of rivers here along the lower Mississippi Valley in the Gulfport, Biloxi, Mobile area over here towards New Orleans, and that area off to our west that are in flood stage. So there are a lot of river flood warnings up, and we'll be watching that because all the runoff goes in there. So Thursday, Friday into Saturday, maybe Sunday, more showers and thunderstorms. Today, though, again, as Jen mentioned, hit and miss, pop-up storms with the heating of the sun. And then we'll get back into probably some more heavy-duty rainfall. The bottom line, though, this week, Jen, is the severe threat is very, very low. Torcons are generally 1, maybe 2 over the next 4 days. It's more about a heavy rain, flash flood, and then certainly all the lightning. That's the threat for the next several days. Jen?
Mike, thank you. And also, if we do get any severe weather, it seems like hail would be one of the bigger threats. So Chris is going to break down when and where we might see that.
First, again, going back to the upper level lows that we're dealing with. We're showing you the water vapor. This is the moisture in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. And so what it really does for us basically is it shows us where there's spin in the atmosphere. And that indicates where there are lows. There's one right here. That's the second one. And then there's one that's moving through parts of the Ohio Valley right now, or at least heading that way. And what's going to happen here is we're going to see that increase in severe weather with that next low as it moves through. This developing low pressure also at the surface that we're going to deal with. It's associated with the upper level low. We're going to get into that. And here's the upper level low. Also notice they're not right on top of each other here either. So that's just kind of one of the interesting things about this. They are different lows that we're dealing with, but connected. Moisture coming in, and you have the ingredients coming together. And you saw where they're all kind of coming together, all the stuff on the map. Right here throughout parts of the panhandle of Texas, into Oklahoma, also into Nebraska, looking at that threat. And then again, Jen, tomorrow, looking at that severe weather threat. We are going to be seeing a chance for some rain and some storms lasting throughout parts of Texas throughout the day. Houston, there you go, into the afternoon. New Orleans, you're also going to see an increasing chance for storms later in the afternoon. And then as the evening wears on, Interstate 10, Jen, still looking to be on the messy side of things.
All right, Chris. So this is the headache for people who are dealing with the weather at home. This is our headache as well when it comes to forecasting these things. They're hit or miss showers through the week. We're going to track more coming up on this.
We're the guys you didn't see coming. The ones who say yes when others won't. With a look that gets looks. And tech that makes your life easier. We take care of our own with the best warranty in America. It's okay if you're late to the party. Just don't miss it. What's it like to drive a Hyundai? You have no idea.
It's not, Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. I'm gonna go check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
Discover Can-Am's wide range of industry-leading vehicles during the Ready to Ride sales event. For a limited time, the Outlander L starts at $59.99. Or get the versatile Commander, the powerful Outlander, and the turbocharged Maverick XDS. With cash rebates up to $2,000. Don't miss out. Visit your local dealer during the Ready to Ride sales event. Can-Am, the ride says it all.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, say it ain't snow. One of the last of the season moving in. We time it out into the weekend, starting with Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
If you misplaced your Discover card, you can now use Freeze It
to prevent new purchases on your account in seconds. And once you find it, you can switch it right on again.
You're back.
Freeze it, only from Discover. Get it at discover.com.
It tastes better when you grow it. It tastes even better when you share it. It's not hard. It's doable. It's growable. Get going with Growables. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
When you're not confident you have complete visibility into your business, it can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with innovative solutions that connect machines and people to keep your Internet of Things in sync in real time, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
All right, this is an amazing photo of the wildfires and the smoke near Bismarck, North Dakota. This was Monday on the campus of the University of Mary.
And this is a look at all the smoke against the blue sky here.
Such a dichotomy.
And then look at this. This is afterwards. So we saw that picture yesterday if you're watching us here on Weather Center Live, and now we have another picture to go along with it showing that charred ground. You can really see where the fire ended right here, and a fire emergency is in effect for North Dakota for the rest of April.
They were able to handle that fire, but the weather conditions haven't changed. So we still have a lot of fire danger to talk about up here. Very dry. Also, high winds continue for the next few days across North Dakota and surrounding areas, and that means more fire danger.
That's right, and we do want to show you kind of the areas, the exact areas actually we're looking at here, parts of Wisconsin and into the Dakotas. We're looking at the humidities right now, and when we're talking about fire conditions, you want higher humidity. So there's more moisture in the atmosphere, like in Rapid City, North Platte, and Laramie, Wyoming. That means the fuels, they say, the vegetation, there's a little bit more water content in those. They're not going to burn as easily.
And we just don't have humidity out here. I mean, you look at, these are some of the morning relative humidities, but 40% and 47%. Typically in the morning, that's when you're going to have your highest relative humidity. And it's just that, it's relative. It's the difference really, or the ratio between the temperature and the dew point. And as the temperature heats up in the afternoon, those relative humidities will drop. And that's why fire danger typically goes up in the afternoon. The winds are going to be with us, and we have very strong winds out here, gusting over 30 already. Likely to see some of that continue and even get stronger into the afternoon today. So looking at this fire danger, especially right here from North Dakota into South Dakota. There's parts of Minnesota dealing with the fire risk, and that continues again today as well. Overnight, we'll see that relax a little bit, but certainly during the daytime hours is when that peak fire danger will be there. Bismarck, our forecast looks like this. You can see dry weather for one, windy weather for two, and then temperatures warming up through the afternoons, all bad in terms of increasing the fire risk across this area. And it's not just here, Chris, the west, the southwest, very windy and dry.
That's right here on Weather Center Live. A live look right now at Los Angeles. Beautiful weather right now. Temperatures running in the upper 50s as we look live. And you look at the sky, you can see a little bit of blue across the top. And then it has kind of that orange kind of tinge to it. There might be a little bit of smog in there, but generally what we're dealing with is some very dry conditions and stagnant conditions in the sense that we're not seeing any rain come through, but not stagnant as far as the airflow goes, because that wind is moving in Southern California. It's moving in a big way, and that's a big reason. The dry conditions, you saw no clouds in the sky with that picture. The combination of the dry conditions and the wind leading to fire danger. So here's the dry right here. With that fire danger, the humidity right now, Los Angeles up around 77%, but it's that onshore flow that you're dealing with, some of that ocean air coming in. That's going to change when those winds start coming through the passes and the canyons here. Lake Havasu, 25 to 30 mile an hour winds expected into the afternoon. Los Angeles still pretty light, but we're expecting to see those winds pick up through the day and through the night, especially in some of the mountain areas, Jen, where the winds really get going.
The winds were crazy yesterday. I mean, let's take a look at this out of Las Vegas. Chris, this landing, wow. You can see it back and forth, swaying in the wind.
Landing.
Well, that's right, yeah.
as they abort the landing. Yeah. Now, pilots are trained to land in these crosswinds, so the wind's going across, perpendicular across the runway. This is at McCarran International Airport here in Las Vegas.
You see it kind of crabbing in and out of the wind.
And what's wild sometimes is it'll land at an angle and then it'll right itself once it touches down. It's amazing stuff, but these pilots, they're trained for it.
They don't want to land in a crosswind, though, and a lot of times they do shut down runways when there's a strong crosswind.
That's why there are runways at airports going in different directions.
Exactly.
To avoid that.
All right, up next, we are talking about a tornado that picks up a car with 2 people inside in a state where tornadoes rarely happen.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Look like this. Feel like this. Look like this. Feel like this. With Dreamwalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. Dreamwalk.
25,000 mornings, give or take, is all we humans get. We spend them on treadmills, we spend them in traffic, and if we get lucky, really lucky, it dawns on us to go spend them in a world where a simple sunrise can still be magic. 25,000 mornings. Make sure some of them are pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
TruGreen presents the Yardleys.
Hello?
You did? You really?
Ding dong.
Oh, the pizza's here. Hey, come on in.
Right.
Whoa! Lose the sneakers, pal. Kind of a thing.
This is more than a lawn. This is a TruGreen lawn.
Sorry.
Live life outside with TruGreen, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your TruGreen lawn plan today.
Bye now.
TruGreen. Live life outside.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you were watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
Wanda, thank you for my flavor. And Mama Bag, thanks to you, I'm one fine-looking bag.
Get Checkers and Rally's fan favorite, the Philly cheesesteak with hot melted Swiss. Or try the new meatball sub, 2 for $5. Checkers and Rally's.
It's in the bag.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. A college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever your goals are, we can help you invest for what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Tomorrow morning, Say It Ain't Snow, one of the last big storms of the season moving in. We time it out into the weekend, starting with Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Flonase Allergy Relief. You are greater than your allergies.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Look at this damage. The National Weather Service says a small tornado caused this damage at Lane Community College in Eugene, Oregon.
2 people were inside of a Jeep as the winds from the tornado lifted it nearly 8 feet off the ground. The tornado also tossed another car onto an SUV, and no one was hurt despite what we're looking at right here.
This was unbelievable to a lot of folks here. You know, Oregon only sees 2 or 3 tornadoes a year.
And if you're wondering, Eugene, Oregon is also, in addition to Lane Community College, is also where the University of Oregon, the Oregon Ducks, are based. Yeah. So that's the University of Oregon is there as well. So just kind of give you a geographical reference. It's also south of Portland, Oregon, about 100 miles or so. So extremely rare.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the radar, it was not obvious by any means at all that there would be a tornado out of this. This was the radar that came through at the time.
There's really nothing that would give you an idea, really. I mean, maybe if you look back, there might be something really, north of it, but no. You have to be a big stretch.
The weather situation at the time, this upper level low overhead, these funnels, these sort of cold air funnels, so to speak, would be the kind of situation that gets us a tornado in Oregon.
And that's the only thing when you hear about this is meteorologists, okay, there was the cold air aloft, and that's
you can see
that's when it does happen. West of the Cascades is when that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so that happened, and then also at the same time, you'll notice a little pink and blue showing up on this radar. We had some snow falling, and that was great news for skiers and snowboarders.
So right here, how about a little tree skiing in April? This is up at Mount Hood, about 9 inches of snow in some areas, and a couple resorts, Mount Hood, Timberline, and Meadows, open this weekend.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. So some bonus skiing, 3 days this Friday through Sunday. Mount Hood Meadows is going to be open. They had originally closed last weekend, but hey, you got snow. They're going to keep it going.
All right, and now, Jen, what we're going to look at is if that snow's going to keep going. Doesn't look like it, because when you look at the water vapor here, this is the moisture in the atmosphere, gives you a flow of what's going on. There goes the low. That's the cold air. You can see it charging down. When you see that moving into the mountains, that means snow. And there will be some snow, in fact, in the Rockies, but that's out of the Pacific Northwest now. Now we're seeing a little bit of ridging with the clouds going now into British Columbia, heading up to the north. And so here's that snow talking about here in the Rockies, and some of that flow coming around from the southeast. So you get some of that upslope flow in parts of the mountains. And now here it is right now with that low. The other side of it coming into Salt Lake City, seeing some of that snow as well. Salt Lake City, you're going to have snow, and eventually as things warm up a bit with the daytime heating, it is spring, the sun gets a little bit higher, more intense sun angle, there will be some rain because that changes. So as you look over to the east in some of the mountains there, you're going to be dealing with snow. Purple, the higher amounts, and those are in the higher elevations. And again, the spring snow on Mount Hood is helping make up for a very, very rough winter season. KGW reporter Mark Hanrahan has more.
At Timberline Ski Area, the lift lines were short, the snow was falling, and skiers and boarders were saying things we haven't heard all season.
These conditions are amazing.
For most of the winter, ski resorts had a tough time staying open. This is how Ski Bowl looked in February, and here's how it looked today. Well, it may have been too little too late for this resort. Meadows and Timberline are taking advantage of the spring snow, and a couple of boarders told us they weren't about to miss out, even if that meant leaving work behind.
Yeah, today is no reason to go to work. I went to work and I turned around, and as soon as my sister sees this, she's going to kill me.
You work with her, I assume?
Yes. I did, maybe.
Yeah, it's great. There's not a whole lot of people. Everybody's working today. Unfortunately for them, I was lucky enough to be able to come up.
Oh, well, it's going to be awesome this weekend, Chris.
It's going to be great with sunshine in the mountains, shorts and T-shirts weather.
All right, to the west, we're dealing with upper level low number 2. Meanwhile, we've got upper level low number 1, which continues to drench the south.
And then the long duration event we're watching in the south, the flooding threat, and still days left to go. When it will end, here on Weather Center Live.
Lennox makes the most energy-efficient system you can find, which means the appliance you use the most will also save you the most.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares, come what may. I'm making a beautiful day.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
Drive
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, say it ain't snow. One of the last big storms of the season moving in. We time it out into the weekend. Starting with Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
All right, so take a look at this map. Now, what you need to be looking at or finding on here are 2 big circulations, upper level lows. This is the buzz phrase for this week when it comes to your forecast and your weather.
And if you can't pick them out right now, don't worry. We're going to show you in just a few minutes and really break down exactly what these lows mean and explain how it's going to affect your weather.
All right, Thanks for staying with us, everyone, on Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Chris Warren, looking at some very wet weather in the south because of the lows that we're going to break down. And we're also dealing with some other issues like the fire concerns.
Yeah, there's a lot going on across the nation. Just all the Northeast actually very dry and has some fire danger out there, too. So everyone in the mix with the weather this week for sure. Let's talk about the wet side of things, though, and the rain that has truly been relentless across the south.
And now as we look live at Houston, it's not wet at the moment, but this is part of the upper level low situation. Pinpointing exactly when and where you get the rain can be difficult. It's coming, despite the fact you look outside right now and you see some blue sky and just a few clouds out there. But rain is heading your way, Houston. We're going to explain when in a moment here on Weather Center Live. A live look at New Orleans, Louisiana right here as we're looking downtown. You see the World War II Museum off to the left right here, and we're right along the Mississippi River. You're going to be dealing with a lot more rain in the coming days, like you have been in the past few days. Weather Center Live right now, a look at Atlanta, where it is 67 degrees. This looks like a rainy situation as we look live from the Coca-Cola World headquarters. And wet South, Jen, again, is lasting for a while.
Even if it's not raining in these spots right now, what these three cities and everyone else in the South has in common is that nobody has a blue sky. That azure blue sky, no one's got it. We've had days of rain. In fact, 4 in a row for Atlanta, 6 in a row for New Orleans. Nashville, it's been 3 in a row, and same thing in Charlotte. And then you look at the forecast today, tomorrow, and Friday, and we could keep on going. We've got at least through the weekend rain showers in the forecast, and for some of you, it continues into Monday. So let's take a look at these cities and find out what is causing our weather woes these days with the clouds and the fog and the rain, and we are going to be bringing it all back to something called an upper level low. So that's what we're going to do, is break it all down for you. When it comes to right now, we've got a couple of showers out there around New Orleans. We still have the flash flood watch through this evening from the New Orleans area all the way through southern Mississippi and Alabama, parts of the Florida Panhandle as well. Our jet stream pretty active across this area, so we're going to keep this region under the gun for the chance of showers. Lots of moisture. I mean, you feel it when you step outside, right? It is humid across the south. It's going to stay that way through the rest of the week and weekend. So widespread areas of showers and storms continue, not just today, but we're going to see that chance again tomorrow and also on Friday into the weekend as well. Our meteorologist Mike Seidel has been joining us this morning in Pass Christian, Mississippi. Mike, you know, does the air kind of have that feel like it had in New Orleans and like it had in Houston, that very humid air, kind of the air you can wear?
Yeah, it's fairly humid, but again, it's not incredibly hot. We're at 68 this morning. We're now around 70, so we're not talking temperatures in the 80s. And when you put that with a dew point around 70, remember the dew point measures the moisture at the surface, then you start to feel that air you can wear. Out here in the beautiful Pass Christian Harbor, look at all these gorgeous shrimp boats. I just love to read some of the names. Cajun May, Captain Ray. Over there I see Lady Kimberly. There's Sugar Baby. That was probably named after Jen Carfagno. And I see Miss Amber. So we've got mostly female names across the harbor here. That's typically the case. I grew up on the water in Maryland and Delaware, and it seems like most boats have female names. Let's take you back to yesterday. New Orleans and heavy rainfall there, 3 1/3, a record for the day. And again, these rainfalls are beneficial. In fact, in Mobile, they've had over 10 inches, almost 11 inches since Sunday, and that's completely wiped out the entire rainfall deficit for the year. And we'll have a few pop-ups today around the area, Jen, as you mentioned. A couple now showing up on the radar southwest of New Orleans.
All right, Mike, if I had a boat named after me, it would be Jen Del Sol. That was the nickname a couple of meteorologists at the Weather Channel gave me because I do like the sun. So anyway, Mike, let me show you the radar. You talked about a few things popping up. We are looking at a couple of showers today to pop through the area. This is a future radar. We'll see that across portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. There's going to be rounds of showers out there in South Carolina, North Carolina. This is the kind of day in the next couple of days that you're going to have, 50% chance of showers, and that's really the kind of situation it is. So, Mike, you look at a forecast, and those guys who work the boats look at their forecasts. Are they affected by the chance that it's a 50% chance of rain every single day? Do they change their plans?
Well, Well, most of these guys out here are working on their shrimp boats right now. The season really kicks in second week of June, so none of these boats are going out today, and probably not for another month or so. So the rain is not a big deal. Of course, with lightning and all these metal masks you can see around here, probably one of the places you don't want to be, we tell you, is off the water and certainly off these boats, so that you can get down under and away from the surface, because there's a lot of metal poles out here. These are like lightning rods out here in Pass Christian. But again, maybe a couple storms this afternoon, better chance of rain and localized flash flooding Thursday, Friday into the weekend, although we are under a flash flood watch today until 7, just in case. Jen?
All right, Mike, let's take a look, Chris, at how these upper level lows that we've been talking about so much today, how they affect the weather and how we forecast them.
And a couple of things we're going to talk about. First, the upper level low.
What it is. And
then part of that is the cutoff upper level low.
Which we're going to get into this
We're going to get into that too. So first, let's define the cutoff low. And first, it's an upper level low pressure system that's detached from the main flow. That's your upper low.
And if it's detached, sort of gives you the feeling that there's nothing to move it along. So we'll talk about that and show you some
slow
examples.
Moving. And it can cause, which we're in, an extended period of cloudy and wet weather. So here, Jen, is a look at 2 of those lows.
All right, so the big one came into the northwest yesterday. This other one in the east, Chris, we've been dealing with all week, and it was more pronounced earlier in the week, but it's still there.
It is still there, and what we're going to do now is take a look at what that one is doing at the surface. And as we look at the rain and the wind streams, we've talked about the fact that the upper level low and the surface low are not always right on top of each other, but they are different.
They're different, and I think it's important to point out. They're different. So at the surface, obviously, on the ground, or the air just above the ground. But the upper level low is up at about 20,000 feet plus in the atmosphere, so it's up there.
And you have to look at, when forecasting, the relationship of both. But when you're just forecasting if the low at the surface is the dominant, it's a little bit easier because it's at the surface, and that's where you have all your observations there too, or a lot of them.
We can pinpoint where it is based on surface observations. When we come to the upper level low, like we see right here, the ways to get a look at where it is right now is satellite or water vapor. There's not a lot of observations up there.
And so this is a look at the upper air soundings, and these are, look, there's 1, 2, maybe 3 in a state, and you get observations twice a day unless they send up a special balloon. Meanwhile, you have this network of surface observations that, when you take personal home observations into account, it's almost countless.
So what this means about the upper level low is we don't have a lot of information about where it is right now, which makes it hard to forecast exactly where it's going to be in 12 hours, in 24 hours, in 48 hours.
Okay, so say you make a paper boat and you put it in the river and it goes down the river, right? And then you kind of know where it's going, and that's what we're kind of looking at here, that stream. And then if it gets cut off and a little swirly on the side of the river, oh boy, when's it going to get downstream now? We don't know. It's harder to tell when that boat's going to get caught back in the circulation and head back downstream.
And that's what we'll get into this week with that western upper level low number 2 that gets cut off. And so it's going to be with us. I mean, we'll see it across portions of the Four Corners, then moving into Texas, but it's going to wobble around and it will affect our weather for a couple of days.
It will. So we're going to take a look right here. This is the forecast through the weekend. It finally, by the weekend, it gets caught back in and it moves out. So that is going to be a big issue that we're going to be dealing with, and why the weather is going to be hanging around for so long.
All right, we will show you the forecast that comes out of all of this coming up.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am Spyder dealer and test drive one today. The new Spyder F3. Riding has evolved.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at Work.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
I'm gonna go up.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
Visit your local retailer and discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you.
I bring the gift of the Name Your Price tool to help you find a price that fits your budget. Take it all! Uh-oh. The Name Your Price tool.
She's not to be trusted.
Kill her. It'll save you money. The Name Your Price tool isn't witchcraft. And I didn't turn your daughter into a rooster. She just looks like that.
Burn the witch! The Name Your Price tool, a dangerously progressive idea.
He says she's an undisciplined overwaterer. She claims he's a cruel underwaterer. With Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix, plants only get water when they need it. Fight ended or shifted. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
It's not Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. Check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid. Discovery's groundbreaking hit returns. Check your local listings.
Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It's a cashback win-win. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Baseball season is in full swing, and rain is always a challenge, right? Always a problem trying to get these games in. Turner Field is home of the Atlanta Braves, and they've already seen some rain issues and more to come this week.
Ed Mangan heads the ground crew for the Atlanta Braves and is kind enough to join us on the phone about what it takes to keep these fields dry. And how does rain and the threat of rain, Ed, affect your daily responsibilities?
Well, it's not just daily, but I mean, you can plan a ways out, a couple days out, because it's not so much the grass that we're trying to keep dry; it's the clay, which is the crucial part. Obviously, once that becomes muddy, it takes days to dry it out. So, it's the preparation in advance, the day before, the night before, with the tarp on the field and whatnot, that we really have to keep an eye on. And obviously, during the game, is to try to keep things dry enough to where we can play through a light rain, prepare for the heavy stuff, but keep the players safe.
Ed, do you guys have a team meteorologist, or do you work with an agency to monitor the weather for you?
Well, I monitor most of the radar here. We have room off of the dugout with a few radar monitors on it, and I'm in communication with the Weather Channel constantly to kind of verify and back up what we're seeing. But a lot of times, you know, what you're seeing on radar doesn't equate to what's fallen out of the sky here. So there's been times where it hasn't been raining on radar, but it's been raining here. So you've got to keep the third eye on it all the time.
And when that first raindrop hits the field, how long does it take to get the infield covered? And then once the rain stops, how long does it take to get it off?
Well, it depends. You know, we'll play through a light rain. We've got a good drainage system here where we can move 102,000 gallons an hour off the field as it's raining. So we can play through a decent amount of rain, but obviously we've got to keep an eye on the clay area and make sure that doesn't get too slick for them. And then, of course, once it becomes a safety issue, that's when we'll put the tarp out. But if we can play through it and get the game in, we'll keep going. Other than that, when it becomes a safety issue, then we've got to put the tarp out, and we can put the tarp on the field in just over a minute.
Wow.
Okay, Ed, we have rain today as a possibility, so I know you'll be keeping a close eye on the radar. It's that kind of day where we have very much hit or miss showers out there, at least through about noon or 12:30 first pitch. Ed, thank you for joining us.
And we're not expecting lightning for the game today, but it was a different story in Florida yesterday. Take a listen.
Listen to that, and you can see that cloud to ground lightning strike. That's a little too close to comfort for one Florida driver. You can see someone pulled over right there.
Yeah, and that was just about 200 feet in front of this man as he's driving along. Cloudy skies again this morning with another chance for some rain and some thunderstorms.
Yeah, so, you know, we're going to see thunderstorms in the coming days. We shouldn't see a lot of severe weather, but there is a chance. But you know, lightning is just as much a risk as anything else. Upper level lows, the culprit.
There it is. And so how it's going to play out tonight through tomorrow, this low, as it moves across the surface low, how being driven by the upper level low. When we know once that gets cut off, it's going to kind of meander and take a while. But there is that severe weather threat, and we're going to time it out for you right now with a look at the blue, the snow, and the mountains.
Yeah, so there'll be the chance for some of those storms out ahead of things. But then, you know, watching as we get into Thursday time frame in the upper level low from the west, this is number 2, upper level low number 2 that we're talking about, that becomes the main focus. We'll see these scattered showers and thunderstorms with lightning out there right across portions of the plains and into Texas, especially as we get into Thursday.
Yeah, now we're looking at Thursday night. You're into parts of Kansas and into Nebraska. Now we're going to take a look at the storms picking it up tomorrow morning into the afternoon.
All right, so you can see Texas on Thursday. This is where we're likely to see some thunderstorms pop. And not only lightning, but hail will also be another threat with these storms. And next hour, we'll talk a little more about how you get hail out of these kind of storms.
Also, summer right around the corner. Most ski resorts across the country planning for summertime activities.
Not so on Mount Hood in Oregon. Hear what skiers and snowboarders are saying about this week's April snow.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the Foreman, Rubicon, and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda. Now get low fixed financing rates plus up to $500 in bonus bucks during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Only Florida's Natural can bring you that straight from the Grove taste. Because Florida's Natural is the only major orange juice brand that's owned by growers and never imported. We bring that straight from the Grove taste from us, the orange juice growers.
Morning, ma'am.
To you, the orange juice lovers. And you can taste it in every glass. Florida's Natural. Great taste, naturally.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's the last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch? Yep. You're selling the Mitchmobile? Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it? Like 150 grand. 200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. And Mitch. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Pain from your day can haunt you at night. Don't let it. Advil PM gives you the healing sleep you need, helping you fall asleep and stay asleep so your body can heal as you rest. Advil PM for a healing night's sleep.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
A home is more than just a house. And an office is more than just a place to work. ServiceMaster is here to offer home and business services when you need them most. We take on jobs big and small. From coast to coast, there's no project we haven't seen before.
I'm Matt Paxton from TV's Hoarders. I clean the messiest homes across the country. When I need help, I count on ServiceMaster Cleaning. Call or visit them online.
Business owners and inspiring entrepreneurs, the 30th Annual Business Expo is the place to be. April 14th and 15th at the Broward County Convention Center. Learn about $13.7 billion in business opportunities. Meet hundreds of business owners and buyers in one place. Be inspired by billionaire business owner Mike Fernandez. Attend the CEO Forum, product demo, Power Pack Bootcamp. Get free business coaching. Present your company to leading investors. Register at 305-762-6151 or visit sfmstc.org.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Right now on Weather Center Live, a live look at New Orleans and Atlanta. Cloudy skies. You're going to see a lot of rain in the coming days. Potentially several inches of rain when you factor in the weekend, possibly lasting into next week. That's right. We're talking about more than a week of rain on and off for the South. So if you have plans to travel through the South, be ready for more rain.
You know, driving in cloudy skies is actually kind of nice, right? You know, the sun glare, clouds are okay, but driving in the rain is such a headache. And with the days of rain that we're expecting, you know, you worry about hydroplaning and everything else.
Yeah, it can be downright dangerous driving at high speeds in the rain. And then you factor in the threat for severe weather. That's the area in red here. You factor in the wind and even even the heavier rain and the lightning, which all can be distracting.
I mean, this is all week, right? Look, we're still talking Saturday. We're still talking rain out here. I-10, what a tough drive. And it slows down your drive time, too. So you really have to add an extra time. You might want to add an extra hour in some cases, depending on how far you're going.
Because you don't, and if you're driving along and it really starts coming down, if you can pull over into a rest stop or a gas station, just wait it out.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to be on the road when it's coming down this hard. Rained through Friday, 3 to 5 inches, parts of I-10 near New Orleans.
Yeah, the other day we were talking about the stopping distance needed and how it increases, of course, when the roads are wet, just like when they're icy. A viewer brought up a good point, which is when you leave that extra distance, doesn't it always seem like someone's going to
come right in?
Sneaks in, yeah, and that's another challenge.
And really, I think the point is that to know that it takes a big distance. It might not be realistic the way people drive, but you actually need that.
Right. All right, so I-20, of course, is going to be affected as well, and we're going to see this, same thing all the way through the weekend. We are dealing with the risk for showers and thunderstorms. Some will be heavy at times. You're not necessarily in it the whole ride, but you've got that chance pretty much the whole ride.
And we also have a chance of something that we haven't talked a lot about this winter, and that is snow.
Yeah, especially for Salt Lake City. We have had hardly anything, but this is amazing. Look at these spring snowflakes. Are those flower petals?
Right? It looks like a slow-mo of some snow is what this looks like.
It looks like the cherry blossoms.
Well, those are some big flakes.
Yeah, no. You legitimately got snow. We saw the pictures in Salt Lake City.
It does look like flowers, though. And here on Weather Center Live, there's your snow. This is a live look at some of that snow that has already fallen and still flying across the screen right now in Salt Lake City. That's coming to us courtesy of KSL TV there in Salt Lake City. And we can back this up. That's kind of our verification there as we look at the radar.
So
and
it's not
in winter mode. It's not cherry blossoms or flower petals coming down. This is snow, and some of the heavier snow out by the airport right now, too.
So this is a great stat on Salt Lake City. They picked up more than 3 times their January and February snow combined with this. And it was just a little over an inch. But that's how little they got in January, February.
Right, so we're now looking like in some parts of the West, making up for this snow.
Yeah, we are. All right, so it's falling right now in the Salt Lake City area. Also some snow into Wyoming and Idaho. Montana, huge weather changes over the last 24 hours in Montana.
And we can see parts of Nevada still in that snow. But right here, you can really see, when you see the pink on the map, that is some big-time snow. 1.5 to 2 feet of snow.
2 feet of a wet snow for you there, up at around say Rabbit Ears. Certainly Rocky Mountain National Park could be affected by this as well. So heads up for any travel through here. The timing, though, let's look at the timing, Chris.
Yeah, and as we look, you can see the swirl around. So you have the flow coming in. And there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere coming up against the Rockies, the Front Range. You can really see that line right there. And that's where you're going to end up with quite a bit of snow. A lot of snow, as we were just talking about.
It's going to be an elevation snow for sure. Denver, we're not likely to see a whole lot, but you go up in the mountains and you'll get it. Look at Estes Park, 19 inches. Wow.
So quite a bit. And you were talking about going up in elevation. And this is a 2D look here. 45 degrees in Denver. You go up in elevation. It gets a little bit colder by the time you get to Estes Park, where you're going to see several inches of snow. And now here's a profile of the atmosphere. And there it is, 45 into the 30-degree range. You're at 2,000 to 4,000 feet in elevation.
Yeah, simply by going up in altitude, the air is going to get colder. And so we will be looking at that, helping out with the snowfall here in the Rockies. Some great spring skiing. I don't know if any resorts are still open out here, Chris, but it would be great this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice to have some snow if you're still looking for some of that winter weather.
Yeah. All right, so coming up, more on our top story this morning, which is the relentless southern rain. It's ongoing again.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 74. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. And from coast to coast, people all across the nation are experiencing pretty much everything out there. We've wildfires, flooding, even snowfall. And it's all thanks to something called the upper level low.
So today on the second hour of Weather Center Live, we're going to break down the low. In fact, there's two of them to talk about. Talk about what the upper level low is, what it means when it gets cut off to a cutoff low, how it affects your weather, and why it's so difficult to forecast.
We call them pesky for a reason, and we'll talk about that. And you know what? It's not just the rain. It's actually too much rain, lots of rain, flooding rain. We'll show you who has seen and will see an additional 3 inches plus of rain in the coming days, and then who has the greatest risk of flooding.
And a bad combination. It's the mix of dry conditions and windy condition leads to this, fire conditions that are bad.
Yeah, big concerns out there, really across the nation. We've got everything going on. Let's go to some of the flooding that we have seen. Kentucky, hard hit, and you see these scenes. This was from yesterday where roads were closed. Rescuers had to help stranded motorists. This is from Morgan County, Kentucky, which is just east of Lexington. Chris, they got like 10 inches of rain already this month, something like that?
Yes, so much rain. And so it's not going to take much rain when the soil's saturated, when the soil and the earth cannot absorb much more rain, and already the streams and the rivers are running high. Additional rainfall will add to it. It's like pouring a glass when it's 3/4 of the way full. It's not going to take much for it to overflow, right? And so that's what we're dealing with here is more rain. Parts of